Hi there, this is the journal I've got to share today. As you can see, it's got a simple closure. It's just chiffon ribbon to close. The journal's been inspired by Amity Bloom and her layered journals, the layered style of journal. It's a fabric journal, fabric and lace. The front and back cover has been constructed with fabric, and it has these layers that are typical of Amity Bloom style. I will put a link below so that you can see and go and have a look for yourself. They're great fun to make, a lot of work, but great fun to make. As you can see there, it's got a 2-inch spine, and that's where you can see the openness of the spine, and there's a front and a back. Booklets or panels that are attached to the main covers of the journal. So as I'm pointing out here, this is the front panels that flip open, as you can see there, each way they flip open, that are attached onto the front cover of the main journal. I hope that makes sense. It's just going to be a flip through because it's self-explanatory really what I'm showing. As always, the tags, I've used sari ribbon, sari silk, seam binding, vintage buttons, charms, vintage lace, newer lace, the main construction of the album. As you can see there's linen, there's broderie on glaze. The main construction of the album, was a vintage Irish tablecloth that I absolutely took to bits with no regret to make this journal. That was the detail that you saw on the spine, and it's beautiful. This page here that flips open with the beautiful little flower. The flower there, the yellow flower, is actually part of the embroidery. That was another vintage tablecloth, a smaller one, that I used and took to bits. Lace at the bottom, lace skirt, and as you can see there, as it flips and it flips open and it flips again, another flip here, a pocket, tissue pocket. It's all been embossed, altered tag. I'm just pointing out, I love the sound the crinkle makes. It flips open and lots of space to write, more tags. And the beauty of these are, this is all hidden, and this is now on flipping into the inside cover of the journal, of the main journal. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but it so intrigued me, and it's an ingenious idea. I love how it all looks when it's put together. There's collages on both of the front and the back panels that are attached to the covers of the book. And this is a little booklet with an Edith Holden page, some tea-dyed paper, there's some fabric so that you can attach your own charms like this or do some sewing. Really bonny. And the collages are all quite cohesive. They've all got embossed paper, piano paper, vintage piano paper, ledger paper, all vintage. And that's me just showing you how these all open out. Again, this is all attached, and this page now, as I put the book down, the page that I'm showing here is the third vintage table cover that I used, and I wanted that to be the inside cover. So the outside cover is the Irish linen cloth that I was first mentioned, and the second one that I used is the one that's got the vibrant embroidery now, and that's the inside and the outside cover of the book. The first page there with a little birdie, that's a pocket, a hidden pocket with tags. That's the first page of the kit, and I'm just showing a lovely dangly charm, the little heart and stones, and all of these laces. It's laced back and front. Another page of the kit, and this is just a flap out, and as you can see, that flap folds over to the inside cover. And gold embossing down, and there's broidery on glazed pocket with, it's been reinforced, and it's got some gold lace, and that's one of the pages, one of the embossed, it's watercoloured paper that I was using to make the flaps, and I thought you'd quite like that. That may be quite handy in the kit. It's a 1920s ephemera, and it's a fabric flip. Obviously it's one of 3 altar tags in the book. That's vintage piano paper that I've used that pocket for. Music sheet. I think that says Live Your Dream. Little brass charm, brass colour. This is just, I've put on here some lace, some brown, gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, thread. Goodness, and some seam binding that I've used. I thought you could use it in the book. And a triple tuck spot, as you can see here. The glassine bag at the front I've just decorated, as you can see. The book itself measures 8 by 6 and she's got a 2-inch spine. There's 95 pages back to front, but there's lots and lots journaling spots, little booklets and loads of journaling cards. There's another full-size one. I love that teal colour, little wooden button to match, and one of my favourite pages in the kit. I love that image. And here's one of the full-size pockets that I like doing with an envelope. It's been decoupaged, painted, stamped, and I made a little window and put a picture of a lady in there, and it gives a really good hefty triple pocket. There's a glassine bag on this side, and it's been decoupaged with the rose image, and it's allowed me to make it, as I say, a good sized place for a tag, and then a double tuck lace at the bottom. And on the other side I've just made the pink flower, and then I've done a ruffle with some contrasting cotton fabric that I had, and that's just some craft paper that's made up the next page. And then the usual glassine bag that I like to do that's embossed, and I've put a little shine on there, and it gives full size tag and a place for a tuck spot behind. And these are just shopping and to-do lists, which are always really handy. And you can see that I've reinforced behind the glassine bag with some, I think it's piano, but it's music paper I think I used behind there. Then inside I've just made a journaling card. I did a die cut of the tree, and I like the texture of it. It goes with the theme in the book. And the next paper bag. These bags were smaller than I thought they were going to be, but lovely and deep to make great pockets. And I cut out the window there, a dragonfly, did a little collage, put a bit of lace, and it gives a great deep pocket. And I made a belly band, and as you can see, it's got a nice tuck spot on the other side. There's a collage there, and it flips open. So it's some manuscript paper, and then this just flips out. This next page was a bit of fun. It was in a photograph album which is why there's slits there that I've left. I thought you could still put a note or a photograph there if you wanted. And I had some Stamperia paper, which I thought I'd use. I've been making albums, which is why I've not been able to do journals. I've had some custom orders to do albums, and I thought I'd make a little booklet that could just slip inside those slits in that page. And that's just a coffee dye glassine bag, so it's nice and crinkly, that's holding those tags. Just a little bit of fun, really. I thought that was cute. And then it gives you the other side to either put a photograph or draw another charm, another ruffle. Page from the kit. A vintage doily. That's some vellum. There's two large altered paper clips. There's one side loading, which is obviously this one. And there's a little pocket and an angel card in the front. And then there's a top loading one, which is at the back of the journal. And I've just stamped notes at the back. I think that's a piece of ledger paper on this one. And I made a booklet. I did some digital stamping, put some lace down the spine, and it's just got a few pages in there, but nice and handy. I really love how this journal turned out. Magnetic closure in the pocket in the middle of the journal, and I've just put some journaling cards from my stash. This is 1920s. It's a ledger. It's a family member who gave me the book, a ledger, luckily, and it really makes some interesting reading. The housekeeping for the week was £2. It was 1923. Bless it. It's a tag from the kit and just some notelets. A hidden tuck. Somewhere over the rainbow is the quote on that page that flips down. And I've put a full-size journaling card behind it and stitched around it. That's another decoupage napkin on a full-size tag. I just thought the colours went very well with the lace. That's the other side of the photograph album page. And I've just threaded, as you can see, a nice ribbon, satin ribbon through, and it means that you've got a place to put a photograph and maybe journal on the other just side of that page where the ribbon is. And then over on the other side there's a booklet, little tag, excuse me, and a little booklet. So I'll do that again. I've got quite a few. I've obviously got a little album with these pages, so I'll need to think of other ways to use them. A fabric altered paper clip this time. I love doing these now. Piece of Indian sari trim. It's obviously old, it's hand done from India. The colours are vibrant, they really are. That's the other side of this nice and deep paper bag, and you can see better there how I've finished off the belly band. It's the same on the other side. Or in the other pocket, sorry. A little booklet fits in there. And in this pocket, the lace lifts up and you've actually got a hidden writing space. And that's another piece of hemp with fabric as the pocket. And that's just an envelope and little notelet that I had in my stash, and I just put a velcro closure on the envelope. And that's the large pocket and a Stamperia postcard. The other side of the decoupaged envelope, and 3 of the flip up envelopes that I like doing now. Some textured paper, flips up, lace on both sides, another charm. And these have got tiny little gold charms, stones, just holding them down with velcro closures. And then, as you can see, I just made 3 small journaling cards, tea-dyed paper in the back, and stitched round the 3 of them. Really cute. And then we've got a fabric flip. Another piece of ephemera. And I had die cut the word notes, and I just put that there, highlighted it with the same lace. I made a little flower, paper flower, the gem. And some of these should be in the next pockets. I think I moved them actually. But they're just handy little notelets, and that's a Victorian themed little card, and it's been Mod Podge, so it feels lovely. And yep, I've realised that those should be there, so I move some round. Second tag, this one says fly, the birthday theme. Another little charm. And that's the last and the largest altered paper clip, the top loading one. And I took an Edith Holden page and made a large card, journaling card, a nice pocket at the front with some lace, and I did some contrasting trim at the back. This is my hand stitching and a button, red button. The last tag, which is my favourite tag, held on with a bulldog clip, some sari silk, and she's a Tim Holtz lady. She looks like a suffragette, so I made a little banner and put that under her hand. Did make me smile. Another large journaling card. And the little envelope doesn't have a closure, the little stone just keeps it down in place. It doesn't need Velcro or anything else. Then that's the back cover of the book, the back inside cover, and I've got a little muslin bag that I've stitched on there. And inside the bag there's some watercolour paper with the yellow flower. And then behind it I made another little booklet, as you can see there, stitched down the centre, and it goes behind. And there's another little ruffle. You can see the embroidery just down the centre that I'm pointing at there. It's just beautiful. And that's the back Irish linen table cover with some lace, pink lace down near the spine. And I've just kept these two inserts very light. This is the flap that opens onto the back. It's attached onto the back cover with a linen hinge. So this is the same Irish linen that's on, I'm just showing that's on the spine. And it flips up to give a newer lace. And it's just a hidden writing space. And in this pocket here there's a key, some seam binding, some lace, and it's a linen pocket. And I stitched some lines and some embossing on there. And this envelope opens out, as you can see. It flips down the tag, and it's a hidden writing space. I just thought it was cute, just something a bit different. And it's all stitched round, closes again, this fabric. And then that tucks in that pocket. So remember, this is attached onto the cover of the book, the back cover of the book, and then that closes over, as you can see. And there's another pocket. This is vintage piano paper, this pocket. And there's lace, and the greys and the creams continues here. And yet another collage in the piano paper at the back. And that's the book. I do hope you like her.